Hey guys, welcome to Players United, welcome to another video, and today let's do the match review of the Barcelona and Girona preseason friendly. And I wasn't gonna be doing many, in my last video I said I was gonna go back to doing regular videos, and I haven't, although I've had some excuses for it, but hey, that's without here or there. I just haven't been, guys, there haven't been much to talk about Barcelona other than the typical the motion of censure. We have we have a couple hours still to get those. We have under 1,000 more signings. If we can sign 1,000 more boats, that will be great, because that means that we will have reached our target. But for the time being, it's important keep that up. If you guys are associate or know associate from Barcelona, tell them to vote. Do it at Monsieur2020.cat. But let's do the match review, because I watched it. It was interesting. I didn't do one for the nasty game because honestly I didn't see the point. Yeah, Pedri Trincao was good, but I think you could have gone on Twitter and see that opinion. Not that there was much to talk about this game, but definitely some interesting things to discuss, especially because we've been seeing, this is the second game where we've been seeing something very similar and things to discuss for sure. But without further ado, let's start with lineups and then we'll go ahead and talk about the game. Barcelona opted to go with Neto in net, Sergio Roberto, Ronald Araujo, Gerard Piqué and Jordi Alba. In midfield, Sergio Busquets and Frenkie de Jong. In those front, in those three camps, we had Trincao, Coutinho and Griezmann, and Messi as the false nine. With Girona having Juan Carlos in net, Calavera, Alcaraz, Bernardo and Mojica in defense, Kebe and Gumbau in midfield, Izquierdo, Saiz and Fernandez as the camps. And that was pretty much it. For overall the game was, very comfortable for Barcelona. We didn't have much to defend. I've been seeing some criticism of the defense on Twitter, and honestly I don't get it. I don't get what you're expecting. It's not, and a lot of people are criticizing that we are changing everything. We need more defenders, and we need to change the fullbacks, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I think that we have good defenders, we have good fullbacks, but when the team works badly, then generally those positions tend to be, affected by the performance of the team. And in the forward line as well, Coutinho, when the team is working well, even if he's playing out of position, he might perform well because the team is generally working well. It means that we have dominion, that we have a lot of possession, that we're creating a lot of chances, and a forward in that kind of situation is bound to score goals and just be able to do a job even if that's not his most appropriate position. Overall, for Ronald Koeman, we've been seeing these 4-2-3-1, with that one being the false nine in Messi in both games. Messi obviously exchanging positions with whatever Messi goes, that player exchanges his position. We've been seeing those three of Trincao, Griezmann and Coutinho. I still go with the fact that ideally Koeman would like to play that 4-2-1-3 that he's been playing with the Netherlands and that Ten Hag plays with Ajax, but he doesn't have that one player just yet. He doesn't have that Wijnaldum, that Van de Beek, that Vidal, who in my opinion needs to be, if we look at the players that we have, the closest thing is Rafinha. And I think that he could actually perform really well. I would like to see Rafinha in that role. I think that could add a lot to our team, especially the way that Koeman is looking to play. But apparently he likes Rafinha, but the club wants to send him out because obviously Bartomeu and his board does whatever they want. So it's whatever. It's okay, I guess. Araujo was sensational. Araujo keeps showing that he's ready, at least to be fourth option. He's ready. I think he's ready to be third option, but at least to be the fourth option, he needs to stay. He needs to stay. I would have liked to see Todibo. I know that he's under quarantine right now, and we'll see him in I think a week. He has a week left of quarantine to get tested again, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see. Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba were pretty decent going up down the flanks. Piqué again, it was fine. Sergio Busquets and Frenkie de Jong. De Jong today was a bit more down on what I expected. De Jong in this position, this is his role. If this is his role, De Jong needs to do what he was doing at Ajax, which was coming down, receiving the ball, and transitioning forward. Because we need a player to play it at the back. Like, now that we're playing with two center midfielders with double pivot, we need De Jong to do that role, because Busquets is not the person for the role. He's the person to lead the press, to take balls away, but Frenkie de Jong is the one that needs to progress the ball forward once we have it. Coutinho was alright. I would like to say he was alright. Trincao was pretty good. I like Trincao a lot. He's different from the likes of Messi, Griezmann, and Coutinho, who want the ball to feed. Trincao can have the ball to feed, but he likes to move into space, and especially he likes to be very vertical. He wants to, always he's always looking up and looking forward. Like, where can I pass forward? Where can I move forward? Where can I shoot? Like, those kind of things. Very interesting from Trincao. I like to see that we're not super Messi dependent. That we're just like Messi's in the field, but he's not receiving the ball like every 2 seconds, which is a good thing, because if we do that, when Messi does receive the ball, he might catch defenders off guard, and there's gonna be other people to worry about, like Coutinho, Trincao, Griezmann. Second game in a row where, apart from maybe 2 or 3 things that Griezmann did, I didn't see him at all. Like, he was nowhere to be seen. And this is what he said about, if Messi is in the pitch, it's not that it's Messi's fault. It's not that it's necessarily Griezmann's fault. It's just that you can't have those two together. I mean, you shouldn't have even Coutinho and Messi in the same field together, but like having Messi, Coutinho, and Griezmann together, it's just a calamity, and it's gonna cause a lot of problems. If Suarez ends up staying, which it seems like there is a possibility that Suarez could stay, even though Koeman doesn't count with him. But if Suarez ends up staying, then please Suarez before Griezmann, because Griezmann is not showing me, like, Coutinho is not, he was a spectacular or anything, but Coutinho's at least doing things, like he's moving into space, he's receiving the ball, he's connecting well with Messi, with Trincao, like with the midfield, with Jordi Alba. But Griezmann is like nowhere to be seen. And the one thing that I have to say is that earlier in the game he had a chance, inside the area, on the right side. He was already open on his left. There was not really that many people. He could have even taken a touch and then taken a shot. And I don't know what he tried to do there, but like he passed the ball somewhere, and I don't know. Like, Griezmann just seems like he's lost all sense of confidence. Messi with 2 banging goals. Not that it was like it wasn't Messi super performance or anything, but pretty decent for Messi. Like, Messi has such a high ceiling that these maybe for another player would have been spectacular, but for Messi it's just like, okay, it's Messi. I know that he can do that. Like, it was fine. Other than that, from those players, not much. Neto, I know there's gonna be questions about Neto. I think that he's okay. He's obviously not Ter Stegen, but as long as we we can have a lot of possession and keep the ball away from our goal, we should be fine. Neto is a fine goalkeeper. He's nothing too special, but he's fine. We shouldn't suffer. He's a backup. Ter Stegen is gonna be back. Like, let's just not blame Neto if we don't win La Liga or whatever this season, because it's not gonna be his fault. We'll see. Depay transfers coming in. We'll see. There's a lot of things to discuss. Also, in the second half, we had the likes of Dembélé, Conrad de la Fuente, Pedri, Riqui Puig, Aleñá, Braithwaite, Clement Lenglet, Firpo, and Semedo coming in. Pretty interesting. Lenglet was good. Lenglet looked pretty good. Riqui Puig again was pretty decent. Aleñá, it's just hard for Aleñá because he's playing out of position. Riqui Puig is the same, but having a double pivot of Riqui Puig and Aleñá is not particularly ideal. Pedri was alright. They weren't given that many minutes. These second half players, I'm not gonna say that they had much time to do pretty much anything. They have only half an hour. It was a whole change. Your double pivot wasn't even a double pivot. Overall decent, I suppose. Bravo had a shot here or there. Usman Dembele had a few actions here or there. Conrad de la Fuente is probably the most outstanding thing that I saw from those changes. His change of pace. It seems that Koeman seems to like him. Seems to want, give him a bit of opportunities. I'm guessing that once Fati comes back, Conrad de la Fuente is nowhere going to be seen, but that's okay. Conrad is a Barca B player. Let him stay in Barca B. He has no pressure at all to be in the Barcelona first team at all. There's a lot of players ahead of him, so that's okay. But it's good to see that there's a player out there that that could be interesting. I'm not saying that he's Barcelona quality. I'm just saying that he's a player that has interesting traits, interesting capabilities, that could be an interesting Barcelona player, and that's all that we can ask for them. Overall, we have a lot of forwards. We need to clean up forwards. Like Braithwaite's still here. In my opinion, Griezmann should leave. Suarez should leave. Braithwaite should leave. And then we can start talking about bringing the body. But anyways, with all said and done, that's pretty much what I have to say about the game. Not much. Possession was fine. The exchange between the forwards was pretty good. Not much to be said there. Messi as a false 9 obviously is going to be adjusted. This is going to be probably getting better. And once we have Pjanic and De Jong in the same game, I would like to see that. We have our first game against Villarreal on the 27th. So we have over a week. We have about 2 weeks left for the first game of the season. And we'll see what's going to happen. There's a lot of things that we need to practice, that we probably need to still, get more the physicality of the team up. Like, get more dynamic, more speed. Dembele seems to be fine physically, which is, a positive thing always. Now it's just for him to get back into the dynamic of the first team, getting back to, he's been out for a long time, so he needs to get back to, rhythm of playing, and I hope that he can get that for us very soon. Ansu Fati needs to come back. I want to see him playing as a 9 maybe. Yeah, that would be very interesting. That would be, something to consider. Overall, that was pretty much what I have to say. If you guys have any thoughts on the game, anything that you would like to ask, like I said, if you guys want to talk to me more personally, follow me on social media and maybe DM me. If you DM me personally, for now, at least on Instagram, I'll probably answer you relatively quickly. So that would be nice. If you want to ask me anything that you want to ask me, because sometimes I don't see my YouTube comments until a day later or a few days later. So yeah, follow me on social media, leave a like. If you guys can get the target of the channel is to be 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That will be pretty great if we could do that. And anyways, guys, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Blaugranas.